The last speaker of the day is Lorraine Celeste Beyer, Sharon Rose Master from the Philippines. Put your hands together to welcome her.
Good day, Atomians. It is my honor and privilege to speak before you wonderful Atomians today. Before anything else, please allow me to introduce myself. I am Sharon Rose Master Lorraine Celeste Beyer from Atomy, Philippines. I am an accountant by profession, mother of two beautiful and amazing teenagers, and luckily married to a husband who supports me in everything I do. Before I relay my Atomy story, let me tell you what my life was before I met Atomy. I was an employee. I also tried owning small traditional businesses and also joined a few network marketing companies. I was employed for quite some time and worked for 3 different big companies in the Philippines: a government institution, a membership hotel, a direct selling subsidiary of a well-known clothing brand in my country. I also tried my luck in traditional business. I managed a school canteen. I co-owned a resto bar with my brother and his friends. I also tried partnering with the cousins of my husband in putting up a salon and spa. Tried my luck on distribution as well. I distributed gelatin or jello snacks in schools in our city. You see, I always believed in the distribution business. I knew even back then that if you are in the distribution of saleable products, that you will indeed be financially prosperous. However, you need to have a huge amount of capital to sustain this kind of business, which I didn't have back in the day. Then I also tried joining a couple of network marketing companies, but obviously I was not successful in any of them. Otherwise, I may not be with Atomy. Now you may be wondering how I met Atomy. In January of 2017, it was my mother who introduced Atomy to me. She was always the one recruiting me in all the network marketing companies that I joined and was not successful in any of them. Unfortunately, this time I no longer believed her. I told her, "Mom, we were never successful in any of the network companies that we joined. I don't think that Atomy will be any different. Just stop joining these companies already." My mother is a believer of health supplements. That's why she keeps on joining these network companies to avail of the members' prices. And I was always in her prospects list. But my mom is a very smart woman. When she knew that an account in Atomy is good for a married couple, she registered my husband. Of course, my dear husband could never say no to his mother-in-law, could he? And so my husband was registered in January of 2017. At that time, I was still busy with the salon and spa business. But come April 2017, my partners and I decided that we had to pass on the management of the spa to a team who is more capable in running the business than us. When we were no longer running the spa, I wasn't used to just staying at home and not earning anything. That was when I decided to give my mother a chance and check out Atomy. And so I went with her to the center, and after I set foot at Baguio Cap Center, my heart was just beating loudly. It was truly a bizarre feeling. I have never seen an MLM center as huge as this center. Right there and then, I thought that this is not one of those fly-by-night MLM companies. This must be different. So when I went home after that, I immediately went to the cabinet where I kept the Atomy toothpaste that my mom gave me back in January to try. But when she said that it is organic, I just kept it because my notion of an organic toothpaste has terrible taste. But that day, after visiting the center, I got the toothpaste and went on and tried it immediately. And to my surprise, the taste is so good. My family eventually started using it, and they all love brushing with it. Then I got curious to try another product. I tried the foam cleanser this time. Again, I was just so amazed at how enjoyable it is to wash my face. an experience that I never had with my foam cleanser since my teenage years. And that was the turning point. That's when I got curious with a marketing plan. I was thinking back then that if this Atomy brand is this good, then there definitely is a good business behind it. I really hoped and prayed that this company's marketing plan is doable. And so I attended my very first Atomy Center seminar. And as they say, the rest is history. That's when I was at the crossroads of my life. That time, I was 37 years old and not getting any younger. And I have to decide what to do. I just don't have the luxury to waste time any longer. Should I go back to employment? Should I try my luck in another traditional business and risk the little savings that I have left? Or should I take my chances again in a network marketing business? Obviously, you have an idea what I chose. What? Atomy, of course. I'm just very happy to have made the right decision, especially during this pandemic. What would have happened to me had I chosen to go back to employment? Hundreds of millions of people have lost their jobs since the COVID-19 scare started, and it is far from certain that their jobs will reappear even when the crisis is over. Hotels are not as stable as we expected them to be. I may be one of those who have lost their jobs during these times had I stayed in the hotel industry. Even the direct selling company I worked for didn't survive this pandemic. They had to close down all their branches in the Philippines in 2020. What if I chose to try to open up another traditional business again? Even big restaurants and famous fast food chains were gravely affected during this pandemic. If we were still in the restaurant business, we would be definitely affected as well. We have never imagined the schools would also close, thus affecting school canteens and their suppliers. Salon and spas that we thought of as essential businesses suffered as well, especially in 2020. We were all scared to have our haircuts and get massages back then, weren't we? What if I joined another network marketing company? I may again have faced failure in the MLM industry, as members of companies with monthly auditorship and maintenance fees could no longer sustain their monthly quotas even before the pandemic. But what more during these times? Companies with registration fees and packages have difficulty signing up new recruits. All the more now, as a lot would not be able to afford their membership packages. Like me, why then should you choose Atomy too? We have seen the growth of online shops during these times as most people, if not everyone, are trying to avoid exposure to crowds. It's easier now to convince consumers to shop online during this pandemic. And since consumers have already started to appreciate the convenience that online shopping offers, most likely this habit of virtual shopping will continue even after this pandemic. Can Atomy survive then in the future? Of course, without a doubt. It is even one of the very few companies that is doing great during this pandemic. Where would you see a company during the pandemic that is opening new branches in other countries? And Atomy is doing that. Atomy's sales increased during the pandemic, while unfortunately, a lot of businesses have closed down and have declared bankruptcy. Inactive consumers and business partners became active again, especially those who lost their jobs and those who needed additional income. There is a continuous increase in global members. Due to the emergence of virtual meetings and seminars, we were able to reach out to our contacts abroad. Members and leaders from other network companies are now transferring to Atomy, as they too have seen that the online platform is thriving at this day and age. Indeed, Atomy is proven to be a pandemic-proof business. What I also like about Atomy is that it continues to rewrite the history of network marketing. We are joined by a lot of professionals and business owners. They do Atomy on a part-time basis. I remember someone asked me why I'm not practicing my profession instead. Why have I chosen Atomy? I told her, I joined Atomy because I want to enjoy a balanced life. I don't want to live my life working hard till I'm old and gray. I would want to enjoy my time with my family while I am still young. Travel with them and just enjoy life while earning passive income. I also want to be able to help all my loved ones, relatives, friends, my community, and my country. I don't think I can do that if I'm still employed or running a small traditional business. My income from those streams would definitely be not enough. Competition in both the corporate world and business industry is very rigid. To be promoted in a company, you have to be the best of them all. But in Atomy, we can all be promoted together. We don't have to wait for a vacant position to get promoted. In the business industry, you have to have a huge amount of capital to truly thrive. Big businesses eat small businesses. But in Atomy, we all joined for free. Everyone is given the chance to better our lives through the Atomy's system. Then, is success in Atomy assured? E-commerce is in these days. We have seen online shops flourish these times. Atomy products can be bought by using our phones. The number of smartphone users worldwide today surpasses 3 billion. I repeat, 3 billion. And is forecast to further grow by several hundred million in the next few years. China, India, and the United States are the countries with the highest number of smartphone users, with each country easily surpassing the 100 million user mark. Imagine if you have consumers from those countries. Atomy sells daily necessity products can be consumed on a regular basis, and we can earn from repeat purchases of consumers under us. If we are talking about global consumers, we are not limited to those in our respective countries only. Atomy is a culture where sponsors are taught and encouraged to work closely with their partners. It's called noblesse oblige in French, which means literally nobility obligates. How could one not succeed with the sponsors who practice this expression, right? Atomy's education system is one of a kind. Atomians are provided with so many avenues to learn the products and how-tos of the business. Atomy is a company with a big heart. Atomy gives back to society, while other companies highlight top earners. The money, cars, homes that they get are mostly the contents of their seminars. In Atomy, they highlight more on the sharing and giving to those who are in need, and even encouraging members to do the same. So how was my Atomy journey so far? Let me share to you a few photos of my Atomy life. Here are the photos from my Sales Master, Diamond Master, and Sharon Rose Master promotions. When I was an employee, I did not get promoted as much. The secret behind these promotions is having great and equally passionate business partners under you. And I am very fortunate to work with a lot of wonderful and amazing Atomians here and abroad. My success in Atomy would definitely not be possible without my partners. Everything that I have achieved is a product of team effort, from my sponsors to my members. Before the pandemic, we would go to schools and government offices to present the products in the business. We would travel to different places just to introduce Atomy. That's what we look forward to do when everything will be back to normal. But of course, the pandemic and lockdowns did not hinder us from growing our team. We were able to meet our partners abroad through our online meetings and seminars. That's the beauty of being in this business. It's flexible, no strict and fixed work hours. Even moms who are busy helping their kids with their school modules can still do the Atomy business from home during their free time. Another thing that I miss are the travels, the workshops abroad with my partners. Business with pleasure indeed. Atomy has let me experience a lot of new things. I was able to join the documentary of our sponsor, had the chance to be featured in the Atomians magazine, delivered a speech in a foreign country with a foreign audience. Atomy has changed me into a stronger, braver woman. And I look forward to more of these once-in-a-lifetime kind of events, not only for myself, but for my hardworking business partners as well. These are my motivation to keep going. Let's keep sharing about the existence of this God-given company, its amazing products, and its life-changing business plan. I encourage you all to strive to grow into a big tree. As you grow, you have wider and bigger shade. You give shade to more people. You bear more fruits and can feed more. Keep on challenging with your team. That way, they grow with you too. They evolve into strong leaders. We are very lucky to know Atomy during this time, during this pandemic. While a lot has lost their jobs and are declaring bankruptcy and closing their businesses, we Atomians are heading towards a brighter future. Don't let this opportunity just pass you by. Let Atomy change your life. It has already changed thousands of lives. Be one of those. Atomy is reaching out to us with arms open wide. All we have to do is reach back. Work with your sponsors and partners and make it happen. Giving up in Atomy is never an option. Let's keep going until we all get that bonus on a forklift. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Once again, this is Sharon Rose Master, Lorraine Celeste Beyer from the Philippines. Until next time.
Thank you, Lorraine Celeste Beyer, Sharon Rose Master, for the wonderful sharing. I hope that her story may inspire and motivate you to keep striving for success in Atomy.